In 2007, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer hit theaters as the sequel to 2005's Fantastic Four film. It promised cosmic stakes, iconic Marvel characters, and a chance to elevate the franchise. Yet it stumbled, earning mixed reviews and fading from the cultural spotlight. Was it a flawed mess, or did it have ambitions that were overlooked? Today, let's dive into why Rise of the Silver Surfer was misguided in its execution but misunderstood in its potential to be something greater. Here's where Rise of the Silver Surfer went wrong. The sequel was caught between two tones, a lighthearted, family-friendly superhero romp and a cosmic epic inspired by Marvel's grandest mythology. The 2005 Fantastic Four leaned heavily into campy humor and grounded team dynamics, which worked for a modest origin story. However, the sequel aimed much higher by introducing the Silver Surfer and Galactus, two of Jack Kirby's most philosophical cosmic characters. The result, a total mismatch. The film spends too much time on sitcom-style subplots like Reed and Sue's wedding drama or Johnny's prankster antics, while undercutting the gravitas of the Silver Surfer's arrival. For example, the Surfer, a herald of cosmic destruction, is introduced with awe-inspiring visuals. However, his threat is diluted by goofy moments like Reed dancing at a bachelor party or blatant Dodge product placement. These choices made the film feel like it's not taking itself too seriously, which clashes with the existential weight of a planet-devouring entity. And speaking of whom, there's Galactus. In the comics, he's a towering godlike figure, a force of nature wrestling with morality and survival. In the film, he's a vague swirling cloud, a decision likely driven by budget constraints or studio hesitance, i.e. interference as well, to depict a giant purple man in a helmet. This choice robs the story of a compelling antagonist, leaving the Silver Surfer to carry the emotional and narrative weight alone. The script also rushes the Surfer's arc, giving little time to explore his servitude to Galactus before his inevitable redemption. However, if you're streaming this on Disney+, press the pause button and you'll notice a few silhouettes of the iconic purple planet eater. The pacing is another misstep. At a lean 92 minutes, the film crams in too many ideas: cosmic threats, team infighting, military conspiracies, and a love story, without giving any of them time to breathe.
Were you just waiting outside the bathroom to try and catch me in a towel?
The result is a film that feels both overstuffed, shallow, and unable to commit to its lofty ambitions. Despite its flaws, Rise of the Silver Surfer has elements that hint at what could have been a remarkable superhero film, starting with the Silver Surfer himself, voiced by Lawrence Fishburne and portrayed by motion capture artist Doug Jones. The character is a standout, a tragic figure torn between duty and morality. His sleek, reflective design and fluid movements are visually striking, and the film's CGI, while dated by today's standards, was ambitious for 2007. Scenes of the Surfer carving through the sky or creating cosmic phenomenon still holds a sense of wonder. Norrin's interactions with Sue Storm are the heart of the film, as their conversations touch on themes of sacrifice, free will, and humanity's place in the cosmos, ideas rarely explored in superhero films on that era.
Protect me.
Because you remind me of her.
Sue's empathy becomes the catalyst for the Surfer's rebellion against Galactus, a moment that echoes the emotional depth of the comics, and these scenes show that the film is reaching for something profound, even if it doesn't fully get there. Another overlooked strength is Julian McMahon's menacing performance as Dr. Victor Von Doom. Returning from the first film, McMahon brings a cold, calculating intensity to Doom, elevating him beyond a generic villain. His commanding presence, sharp delivery, and subtle menace, especially in scenes where he manipulates the military or confronts the Surfer, adds a layer of gravitas to the film. McMahon's Doom feels like a schemer with cosmic ambitions, hinting at the character's comic book stature as one of the greatest Marvel villains. While the script doesn't fully capitalize on his potential, McMahon's performance grounds the film's wilder elements, offering a villainous counterpart to the Surfer's tragic nobility. The Fantastic Four themselves are another strength. Their cast, Ian Gruffudd, Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, and Michael Chiklis, has genuine chemistry, capturing the dysfunctional family dynamic that defines the team. Chris Evans' Johnny Storm in particular steals scenes with his brash charm, foreshadowing his future as Captain America. The film also takes risks by adapting iconic comic moments, like Johnny's power-swapping subplot that's akin to the Super Skrull, and it adds a fresh twist to the team's dynamics. The ambition to tackle a cosmic story in an era dominated by grounded superhero films like Batman Begins or Spider-Man 2 was bold. Rise of the Silver Surfer came out a year before Iron Man, which springboarded the MCU, a time when studios were still figuring out how to translate a comic book epic to the screen. The film's attempt to blend cosmic stakes with the Fantastic Four grounded humanity was a gamble. That didn't necessarily pay off, however, it showed a willingness to push boundaries. To understand why Rise of the Silver Surfer was misunderstood, we need to look at its context. In 2007, superhero films were still finding their footing. The genre was dominated by origin stories or street-level conflicts. Cosmic storytelling was untested territory, and audiences weren't yet primed for the scale of something like Avengers: Infinity War. The film's lighter tone and family-friendly vibe clashed with the darker, more grounded trends of the time, leading critics to dismiss it as frivolous. But its influence can be seen in latter MCU projects. For example, the Surfer's redemption arc, Doom's menacing presence, and the cosmic visuals paved the way for films like Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor Ragnarok, which successfully blended humor, heart, and a modicum of cosmic states. In a way, Rise of the Silver Surfer was ahead of its time, a stepping stone for the genre's evolution. Overall, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer is a film caught between ambition and execution. Due to its tonal inconsistencies, rushed pacing, and questionable creative choices like the Cosmic Cloud Galactus, it made it a misguided effort. Yet its heartfelt moments, bold visuals, Julian McMahon's menacing Doctor Doom, and willingness to tackle a more nihilistic storytelling compared to the first reveals a film with unrealized potential. It's misunderstood not because it's a hidden masterpiece, but because it dared to dream bigger than its era allowed. As we await the MCU's take on the Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer remains a fascinating yet flawed chapter in superhero cinema, but one that deserves a second look. Until next time, keep reaching for the stars.